And we'll start to set up our breath right here. So on the inhale, fill up completely until there's no room left. Notice the pause at the top. And then exhale everything out until there's no air left. Notice the pause at the bottom. Continue in this way. And I am dropping a little set of weights off for both of you, just in case that's something you'd like to partake in. You've got the props available. Really get connected to your mat here. Press your fingertips down. Press the palms of your hands down. Press the heels of your hands down. And now start to press down the tops of your feet. And on your next exhale, see if you can let your chest sink a little bit closer to the floor. I know for me, my nose always gets in the way here. So if you need to take your head side to side, see if you can get the chest to touch the floor here. One more breath. Exhale it out, downward facing dog. Keep everything in your foundation pressed down here. Now go ahead and take whatever movement you need. Those sounds sound like they feel really, really good. Get out the cobwebs, do what you need to do to get ready to move. And we'll add our breath to the movement here. So inhale, bring your heels to the ceiling. Exhale, lower them down toward the floor. 2 more like that, fill. And empty. Last one, fill up. Empty out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. And fold. Long forward fold here. So feet on 12 o'clock. Press your big toe mounds down. And notice what we've got going on with the hips right here. So in the forward folds, the hips, the front is closed off. And we feel that the back of the pelvis is open. So we've got a little bit more space for the low back to get long and widen out. On your next exhale, ragdoll, pull the pit of your belly all the way to your spine. Nice. So now we've got that big C-shaped curve. Let your head drop, let your shoulders drop. If this is the first time you've dropped your head today, maybe sway it side to side. Yeah, shake it yes, shake it no, see what's there. End on a yes. And then on the next inhale, all the way to extended mountain, press down, reach up. Take your gaze to the ceiling and hands at heart center. Here you decide what you're getting out of the next 60 minutes. And then we'll work on getting whatever that is together. Breath in, we'll take 1 Om. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale to fold. Here for just a moment. And here's your option. If you think you might want those weights eventually, place them on either side at the front of your mat so they're easy to grab. And on each halfway lift, you're going to get an opportunity to pick those up. Your choice if that's for a tricep pull or a chest fly. On your next inhale, extended mountain, reach all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, take that tricep pull or the chest fly and place the weights down. Inhale, extended mountain. And fold. Halfway lift with the pull. Place the weights down, step back to your high plank and pause. We're going to add this into each one of our sun sals here. So instead of chaturangas, we'll go straight to high plank. Tap your right knee to your right elbow. Tap your left knee to your left elbow. Now low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. We'll do that 3 more times with the breath. Inhale, exhale it out. 2 more breaths in and empty. Last one, fill up, blow it out, feet to hands, halfway lift, take the pull if you want it, fold. Extended mountain, reach up, look up. You can take those weights if you want them and fold. Halfway lift with the pull, step back to your high plank. Right knee taps, left knee taps, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 breaths in and empty. 2 more, fill up, empty out. Last one, fill, blow it out like you mean it. Feet to hands, halfway lift with a pull, fold. Extended mountain, last time, reach up, look up, fold. Halfway lift with the pull, step back to your high plank. Right knee taps right elbow, left knee taps left elbow, lower down low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breath in, exhale it out. 2 more, fill up and empty. Last one, inhale, empty it out. Feet to hands, halfway lift with a pull, fold. Chair pose, sit down low, reach up high. We move with the breath. Inhale to lengthen. Hands to heart center, twist to your right on your exhale. Inhale, open your arms. Exhale, twist a little more. Inhale, back to chair. Hands to heart center, twist to your left. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to chair. And fold. Halfway lift, take the pull if you want it. Step back to your high plank. Right knee taps. Left knee taps. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, warrior 1, right side. You can take those weights with you to the top if you want them. Cactus arms, pull your shoulders on your back. Nice. Chaturanga, flow to the other side with your breath. Up dog. Down dog. Left side, step and reach. Press your big toe mounds down. Cactus arms, shoulders on the back. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. 2 more of those. Breath in and out. 2 more together. Fill and empty. Last one, lift up. Prepare to move. Feet to hands, halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose, sink low, reach high. Hands to heart center, twist to the right. Inhale to open. Exhale, twist a little more. Back to chair on your in-breath. Hands to heart center, twist to the left. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to chair. And fold. Halfway lift with the pull. Step back to your high plank. Right knee taps. Left knee taps. Low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, warrior 1, right side. Press down as you rise. Chaturanga, you go to the other side with your breath. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Left side, press your feet down. Shoulders on your back, pull them together. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths in and out. 2 more, lift up and empty. Last time, come to your tippy toes. Exhale, bend and hover your knees. Hop to the top of your mat. Half lift. Fold. Chair pose, sink down, reach high. Hands to heart center, twist right. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. Inhale, chair. Hands to heart center, twist left. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. Back to chair. And fold. Half lift, take the pole if you want it. Step back to your high plank. Pull your belly button in, right knee taps, left knee taps, low plank. Up dog, down dog, warrior one, right side. Step through on the pause, inhale to rise. Chaturanga on your exhale. Nice control. Up dog, down dog, left side. Step and reach. Gaze to the ceiling. Pull the shoulders straight back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Nice breath in. Exhale it out. Lift your right leg up behind you. Press it past the back of your mat. Dial all 5 toes down toward the mat. Yeah, so hips are even. Bend your knee. Open your hip. Stay here or flip your dog. Press your heels into the floor to lift up. Nice. And can you bring your feet a little closer together? So feet just like they are in Tadasana. One more breath. Both hands down, side plank, right side. Right arm down, left arm up. You can take a weight with you if you'd like. We're going to do 5 ankle taps here. So go ahead and lift the top leg and bring it down for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lift up, breathe in, chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Breath in, exhale it out. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Extend it past the back of your mat. So right here, we want to find a bit more length pressing back rather than all the height reaching up toward the ceiling. Nice, very nice adjustments. Bend your knee, open your hip, stay here or flip. Heels press down. And if we're staying here in the stretch on the left side, press the heels of your hands down. One more breath. Both hands down, side plank, left arm down. Take the weight with you if you want it. Lift that top leg. We'll do 5 ankle taps here. Bring it on down for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lift it up. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Lift your right leg up behind you. Press down in both hands equally here. Now we're going to bring it in on the exhale. Knee to nose and hover. Shoulders stacked over your wrists. Send it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Squeeze up and in. Send it back. Bring it in. Knee to nose. Squeeze up. Crescent lunge right side. Place your foot all the way toward the top of your mat. Nice. Here's another place you can take those weights with you if you want them. Check out here that your knee is stacked right over top of your ankle. Here we're going to take 5 knee taps. So bring the left knee down to the floor for 1, 2, squeeze the glute at the top, 3, 4, and 5. Reach up, hands to heart center, twist to your right. Weights, you can have them or not. That's your choice. If you've got your hands together, press them together so you can expand the chest and upper back. Use your bottom arm as leverage to crank open the top of the twist. Nice. One more breath. Stay for your twist. Inhale, crescent lunge. We're going to go for 5 of those knee taps here again. Weights or no weights, your choice for 1, 2, 3. Give that extra squeeze at the top. 4, and 5. Warrior 2. Sink down low in your front leg. Nice. And then notice here, your knee is stacked right over top of your ankle. And then the knee is tracking straight over that middle toe. So both of you can actually take your knee just a little bit more toward the right. Just like that. You got to actually keep your foot right where it is. Now just press the knee over toward the right a little bit. Yes. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, reach all the way back toward the back of your mat. Extended side angle. Bring your fingertips down toward your front arch. Place them on a block if you want to bring the floor a bit closer. Stay low. Nice, and you've got 2 more breaths right here. Fill up, empty out. Fill up and notice the pause. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Let's do it all on the other side. On an inhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Bring it in, knee to nose and hover. Shoulders over wrists, send it back. Knee to nose. Last time, press back through your heel. Squeeze it in and up. Step it forward, crescent lunge. Set up your feet here. Use your core here to lift from your pelvis all the way up to your sternum. Nice. We'll take those 5 knee taps. Right knee comes down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little squeeze at the top. Hands to heart center. Twist to your left. Feel in your body here how much pressure you're placing on the outside of that knee. And see if you can press your knee out into your arm. Nice. So both parts of this stabilizing piece of the pose working together. 1 more breath in. Exhale it out. Back to crescent lunge. We've got 5 more knee taps on this side. Bring it on down for 1, 2. Squeeze the belly button in and up. 3, 4, and 5. Warrior 2. Press the big toe mound of your front foot down. And now press down in the back of your back foot. So the heel presses down, the whole outside of the foot connected to the mat. Nice. I'll do the same thing here with bringing the knee just a little bit further. Yes, right there. Do you feel a little bit of a stretch on the inside of your thigh? You feel it there? All right. All sorts of interesting muscles. Bend or flip your front hand, reverse your warrior, reach all the way back. Now extended side angle. Fingertips to the floor. You could even take your elbow here and place it on the knee for support. Reach your fingertips over your ear. So over here towards the wall rather than straight up toward the ceiling. Nice. 2 more breaths. Last one in. Chaturanga on your exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Sit down deep. Here's a place you could have the weights if you want them. We're going to reach forward into, say, like a bear squat. So your low belly, maybe even the chest, could make connection with your thighs. Come on down. Yeah, as far as you can. Now stay low in the legs. Lift the chest so you can look up toward the ceiling. Now arms straight out. Right here, all of your focus, one spot for your drishti. Lift your heels. Stay low for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your heels and fold. Yeah, just take a little fold. Notice what changes are making in the body already, where you're feeling heat, where you might want to add some more. And we're going to go for that iron footstool again. So come on up to your chair. Now sink low. Bring your belly, maybe even your chest down towards your thighs. Reach forward. Inhale, lift the chest back up. Stay low in the hips. Lift your heels. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fold. Fingers to toes, forward fold. Take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes. You can take a mini halfway lift here and then see if there's a little more length in the fold. Allow gravity to kind of do the work there. Release your toes, crow pose. Crow, goddess, maybe you want to take this crow into an inversion. Choose where you want to go. And then pull into your center line. So whether your feet are coming off the ground or not, press your elbows out into your thighs and pull your thighs in towards your elbows. Nice. Once the feet are up, can they come together? Maybe the big toes touch. 2 more breaths wherever you're at. Last one. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Oh, nice drop back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in together and out together. Bring your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain all the way up. Take your eagle pose on the right. So right arm under, right leg over. Have a little seat. Choose the drishti, the focus point right here that you want to look at throughout the rest of our balancing sequence. If your gaze is stuck to your hands or your arms, see if you can take it past to something that will not move. Eyes stay, switch sides. Left arm under, left leg over. And then take it to your degree of sitting. However far down you need to sit so you can actively squeeze the thighs together. 3 breaths here. And release both feet to the ground. We'll take standing leg raise a little bit differently tonight. So take your hands in your imaginary back pockets in such a way that the palms, the squishy part of your hands, is on that bony plate that you can feel. So this just gives us an idea of where our hips are in space. Go ahead and lift the right leg. Bring your knee as far to the chest as you can, keeping both hips as even as possible. Now press it forward. Bring it in on the inhale. Press it forward on your exhale. We got 3 more. In and out. Can you lift it a little each time? In. Press through the heel. Last time in. Press it out. Keep your hands where they are. Airplane. Bring the foot straight back. And then notice here that the hips stay even. Go ahead, reach all the way back, full airplane. Extend your leg as far as it'll go. And we're going to take twisted half moon here. So right arm comes down toward the floor or a block. Take your left arm to a T or toward the ceiling. Yes. And hips are staying nice and level. Awesome. 2 more breaths. You got it. Last one. Both feet to the mat. Lovely. Let's do the same thing on the left side. Hands in your imaginary pockets. Lift the left leg all the way up to your chest. Press it out. Feel for those even hips. Number 2. You got 3 more with your breath. In on the inhale, out on the exhale. I think this is our last one. Press it out. Airplane. Feel the hips stay right at center. Dial all 5 of those toes down toward the mat. Full airplane, reach your arms all the way back, lift the chest, and then twist it out. Left arm to the ground, right arm to a T or toward the ceiling. Keep pressing through that lifted leg. The more you press, the lighter it gets. One more breath. Both feet to the ground. Amazing. Dancer pose, right side. This is another place where you can have the weight. It's an interesting place to have one. At least I find it's very balance challenging. So I'll place it in the front with my palm up and just kind of use that as the drishti point. Send your legs straight back. And then dial that knee down toward the floor. So we're getting the even neutral hips here. One more breath. Dance it to the left side. You got it. Then the knee travels down toward the mat. Use your breath to lift in your chest. And then use the exhale to squeeze in at your center. One more. Exhale it out. Feet to the ground. Take tree pose. Here's a great place for the weights. We'll add a little bit of arms on both sides. So take your tree where you want it. Foot placement, a weight in each hand, and we'll start in cactus arms. Notice here for yourself that your shoulders are in the same line as your elbows. So move your elbows back if they need to be. And as if we wanted to keep our hands and elbows on a wall, we're going to go up for 10, 9, 8, your pace, 7, I'm just counting, 6. You may need to go slower to keep the balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides, keep the weights. So left foot wherever you want it, anywhere but the inside of that knee. We want to steer clear of the knee just because we want to press into the leg and we don't want to press into the knee joint. So this time we'll go for triceps extensions. Bring your weights behind you, elbows as close together in front as they can go, and we're going to lift up for 10, 9, your pace, 8, 7, 6, 5, pull the front ribs into center, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Both feet down. You can place the weights down. Inhale, extended mountain at the top of your mat. And fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, step or hop back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side triangle. Step your right foot all the way to the front of your mat. Back foot parallel-ish to the back of your mat. You might want to have the heel out a little bit further than your toes. And now reach all the way up and then all the way over. Both sides of your body as long towards the front of the room as they can get. Nice. Now can you stack your rib cage here, one side on top of the other, so you can reach straight for the ceiling? Nice. One more breath. Side facing wide leg forward fold. We'll take ninja lunges on this side. So feet parallel to the sides of your mat. We're simply going to lunge over to one side and then make your way over to the other. Fingers can be on the floor, spider fingers one way and then the other. Maybe they're at heart center. A lot of options here. And then as a bonus, if you're looking for a stretch on the inner thigh, keep your hips low. Like, right there, knee level low. Press down. And then if you can remember what side you started on, let's get complete on both sides. And take triangle on the left. So we're just switching the feet here. Left foot points toward what was the back of your mat. Right foot is now parallel to what was the front of your mat. Take your triangle. And then just notice how this side might be a little bit different than the other. Little bend in that front knee. 2 more breaths. Side facing wide leg forward fold. We'll take a twist now. So feet parallel. Bring your right hand toward the center of your chest on the floor. And then we'll open up the opposite side. Then take the twist to the other side. Move with your breath. You choose if that's an inhale on one side, an exhale on the other, or maybe a full breath cycle on each side. And notice here in this twist how this position of your legs is keeping everything below your rib cage stable. So it's just the top half of the body that's twisting. Get even on both sides. And when you come back to center, use your strong core to rise all the way to stand and step to the top of your mat. Inhale, extended mountain at the top, look up and fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga, step or hop back. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Roll yourself all the way out to a high plank. Knees down if that's the way you typically take your high plank. Pull the pit of your belly all the way in and up. Lift the front of your pelvis here towards your sternum, your whole core lit up. Slowly lower down here for a count of 5, 4, yes, 3, 2, 1. Locust pose as soon as you land. Press your hips down, lift your chest and toes an inch or 2. Nice, and then you do what you want with the arms, reaching out, reaching to the sides, reaching back. 1 more breath, lower down. Full breath in and out. Press down, rise up, locust pose number 2. Flex your feet here and press through your heels. Nice, now pull the shoulders together on your back. Lift them up toward the ceiling. 1 more breath, lower down. Floor bow, we'll do just one of them. So grab for the outside or the insides of your ankles, you choose. Squeeze your knees together so they are hips width distance or closer. Press back, your shins toward the back of your mat. Nice, and then keep squeezing the knees in. Press back a little more. Squeeze in, press back. 1 more like that. Squeeze and press. Lower all the way down. Feet side to side. Upward facing dog. Place your hands at your lowest ribs. Press down, rise up. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Exhale it out. Come on down to camel pose. Set yourself up, shoulders over hips, hips right over top of your knees, hands in your imaginary back pockets, chest to the ceiling. Press your hands into your lower back to retract your shoulders. Nice, and then find a little bit more length. On every inhale, press your chest toward the ceiling. What we want to feel is like we're lifting up and out of the lower back. So if you're starting to feel any warmth or tension there, lift up a little bit more. On your next inhale, rise up and out. Take a downward facing dog just to neutralize the spine. Get really long. Press down in your hands and reach your sit bones all the way back. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Jump through to a seat. So staff pose. Feet right out in front. Reach your arms in front like a mummy. We're going to take a little C-shaped curve here with the back and slowly, slowly lower all the way down toward the mat. Can we get one vertebrae at a time to touch? On your inhales, pause. Exhale, go down a little bit more. You got it in you. For 3, 2, 1, drop all the way back. Set up your bridge pose. So knees toward the ceiling. Feel for your heels here. You should be able to just kind of graze them with your fingertips. And now press down, rise up. And if you're used to taking these hip bridges and strength classes and some other modalities, you may be very used to putting that glute squeeze in right away at the top. See if you can let that go here. And just use the strength from pressing down in your feet to lift you up. One more breath. Lower all the way down. Reset your feet here, feet at hips width distance. On your next inhale, rise on up. Place all the weight here into your left foot and allow your right foot to reach up toward the ceiling. Maybe the foot flexes when it's up there, press it. We're going to take 5 hip dips here. Bring your hips down toward the floor for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Replace your foot, lift up the left one. And we'll go for 5 on this side. Come down for 1, 2, really press through your foot. 3, 4, 5, replace your left foot, come all the way down. You've got bridge or wheel, 3 more back bends. Decide where you'd like to go. Press down, rise up. Notice your feet still on 12 o'clock here. 1 more breath. Lower down. Breath in together and out together. Inhale, rise. Keep your feet planted on the floor. Yeah, don't let them move. You got it. Stay for 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Breath in and empty. Inhale, rise. Last one, biggest one. Engage your entire lungs in your breath here. Breathe in your full capacity. Exhale it all out as you lower down. Very nice. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together. Take your knees wide. Place a hand on your chest and a hand on your belly. And then feel for and create here that your bottom hand that's on your belly is filling with belly on every inhale and emptying on the exhales. Full breath in, notice the pause. Full breath out, notice the pause. Dead bug. Feet to the ceiling, grab for the outer edges of your feet, the backs of your thighs, maybe the fronts of your shins, wherever you need to be to get your sacrum on the floor. Nice, and then let's experience a little bit of stability. Take your feet all the way to the ceiling. Lower your right leg down halfway toward the mat. On your exhales, switch. Your pace. On every exhale, pull your belly button to the spine. Use that contraction and movement in your abdominals to be what drives this motion to happen. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees into center. Set your knees up at 90 degrees right over top of your hips. And we're going to do something a little bit different here. So place your palms of your hands probably like right below your knees onto your thighs. And we're going to press down as you lift your feet toward your face. So you're pulling your knees in and you're pressing them away at the same time. Get your low back here really, really planted to the floor. The more you press, the more work is happening. Yeah, don't cheat yourself. You got it. Stay for 3 more. And hug your knees into center. Very nice. Take that same position here again, pressing your palms into your thighs. And we're going to extend one side and then the other. So keep your left hand pressing, extend your right arm behind, your right leg forward. Bring it back into center, press it in, extend the left side. Nice. Again, your pace. Find a pace that's challenging but sustainable. And for a lot of us, that's super hard. We're like, I'm here to work. I want to do the work. And then we burn ourselves out. So if you were to stay here for another 5 minutes, which you're not going to, but if you were, how would you pace it? Take one more on each side. And then hug your knees into center. Rock back and forth, and we'll make ourselves all the way up to boat pose. Find yourself on your sit bones. You choose here if the feet are on the floor or lifted, hands behind the thighs or lifted. We'll stay here for 5. 4, bring your chest to the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, hug your knees, roll back and forth one time. We're going to come all the way back up to boat. Set it up nice and strong. Bring your hands in at center. You could put a block here. You could have your weights here also if you want a little bit of extra work. And we're going to row for 10. Feel the pause. 9 and pause. 8, 7. Use your obliques here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees. Make your way to right side half pigeon. On your belly or on your back. On your belly is going to look like right knee to right wrist with the ankle traveling over to the left. Keep your right foot flexed here. That's going to keep any rotation out of the knee joint. And then you take this to the degree that you're working on it right now. You might be at a spot in your half pigeon where you're trying to get your foot to come a little bit closer to the top of your mat. If that's the case, place your foot where you want it to be and stay lifted. Let your hips reach down for the floor. I'm going to take 2 more breaths on this side. And then switch. Left side half pigeon. Can make your way through a down dog or just bring the leg around, whatever works. I always like to take the down dog, for the extra stretch, the little walk out. And then same thing here, keep the left foot flexed. Just to keep your knee joints safe. Notice here how it's different on this side, and then just be with it. If there's a prop that needs to be added on this side that the right side doesn't get, that's perfect. We're simply taking care of our body in the shapes that it can make today. Different than the practice yesterday, different than tomorrow's practice. If you practiced this morning, this probably looks completely different than that practice. 2 more breaths. And then bring the leg all the way around, seated single leg extension. So right leg extends, left knee in like tree pose. Find yourself sitting here on the front side of your sit bones. So a lot of us tend to take that ragdoll shape here. If I were sitting on the back side of my sit bones, it looks a little bit more like this. So we're spilling the pelvis forward and taking the fold from there. So the fold can happen right here from the hip crease. Nice, and then take whatever kind of bend in the knee that you need. Add any support for the knee that you might need. Lately in this pose, I've just been on a sensitive knee day, I've just been taking my fist and placing it under the knee for some support. Switch sides. Opposite leg extended. Feel that little tuck of the pelvis sitting on the front side of the sit bones. Little bend in the knee at least, and then fold. Toes here straight up toward the ceiling. Two more breaths right here. Release your toes, seated forward fold. Your choice if legs are out wide or if they want to be together in the center. Move the squish out of the way. Inhale to reach up and exhale to fold forward. At least a baby bend in the knee. Two more breaths. And release tabletop or reverse plank. Entire sole of your feet on the floor. Tabletop is just reverse plank with the knees bent. So you choose where you're going. Press down and lift. And on your exhale, lower all the way to the floor. You choose how you're getting upside down. If there's a headstand or handstand you want to play with, go there. Shoulder stands, waterfall is a great option here. Waterfall with a block underneath has been my favorite lately. Stack your heels directly over your hips. And now that you can see your feet here right in front of your face, get a little curious about them. Feet on 12 o'clock. Lift and spread the 10 toes. Press the mound of each big toe toward the ceiling. Press the center of each heel toward the ceiling. Nice. Now pull in skin to muscle to bone. We've got all the blood kind of running in different directions right now. Make the best use of that by getting your muscles involved to pump the blood even more. Shoulder stands and waterfalls, move to plow. If your toes touch the floor, go ahead and take a bind with your hands. And plow to deaf yogi. Bring your knees down around your ears. Give yourself a little squeeze. And roll all the way out onto your mat for a supine twist. Whatever direction you'd like to go to, arms out wide. And then gaze to the opposite side of your knees. Friends at home, we are in deep rest here. Feel free to dim your lights. If you've prepared a cold eye towel or something else nice for yourself in Shavasana, indulge. Here in the studio, you've both got cold eye towels. Feel free to reach for it when you're ready. And then bring your knees to the other side. Rock your head to the opposite side. And allow your hips to get heavy. Bring your knees to center, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together, knees out wide. And take 2 clearing breaths here. Full inhale through the nose, and then sigh it out your mouth. Let your breath return to a natural pace. And bring your attention to that slight pause, not so pronounced as it has been, but that little pause you feel right between the inhale and the exhale. And then right there again at the bottom between the exhale and the inhale. I'll share today's journey to the heart passage, titled Experience the Thrill of the Climb. Don't stop now. You're almost there. You have worked so hard to climb this mountain. In the beginning, you were excited, exhilarated at the prospect of the mountain you were about to climb. Now, you're almost to the top. You've struggled, gotten weary, but still kept going. Because of that, now your goal is in sight. Keep going. Guidance is still there to help you. The life force, the one that keeps you going and keeps you moving forward, is still there too, burning brightly within, charging all that you do with its energy. It may be more difficult for you to feel it right now, but that's only because you're tired from the climb. See the mountain climber as he climbs his mountain. There are dangers and precipices and challenges along the way. The higher he climbs, the steeper it gets. The more tired he is, the more energy he has to put in. Don't tell yourself that the way you feel is an indication that you should stop. The way you feel now is the way anyone would feel who was so deeply committed to life. It's the way anyone would feel who had committed to climbing the mountain that you've been climbing. Don't stop now. Relax as much as you can. Know that the rhythm of life is still there moving you forward. Don't look back. Focus intently on each step. Soon, you will reach the top. Soon, you will reach your goal. Soon, you will experience the victory. Keep your eye focused on the path straight ahead and embrace the thrill of this climb. If you notice that your mind has started to wander, simply bring it back to the breath. Begin to deepen your breath. And bring some small movements back to the body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll out your wrists and your ankles. Make your way toward a full body stretch. Fingers in one direction, toes in the other. And hug it all into center. Bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And rock on over to your right side for infant's pose. A moment here to just be supported by the floor, by the mat beneath you, the yogis who showed up to do the work with you. Press your left hand into the floor to rise to a comfortable seat. Eyes closed or drishti settled right in front of your nose. And on an inhale, we'll reach for the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll end as we began with one Om together. Breath in. Thumb knuckles rise to forehead center. We bow and acknowledge each other. John, Allison, and all the yogis at home, thank you so much for joining us. It would not have been the same class without you. Namaste. Great work, yogis. Give yourselves a round of applause. Great to have you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you, online yogis. See you next time. Feel free to leave your props on the floor up here so we know which ones need wiped down. And I'll see y'all out front shortly.